Hi, my name is Brian Keller, paving specialist for Altover Cat, Northern Area.
Hi, my name is Dale LaFollette, paving specialist, Altover Cat, Southern Area and Western Territory. We're here today to go over an AP1055 with you. So come on, let's go take a look. So we start here, left-hand side of the machine. We got our tow point indicator, tow arm hooked to your screed. You got your def tank, fuel filter, air filter, master switch, electronics up there. This here would be your washdown tank.
Conveyor drive tension chain for adjustment, easily accessible through the side console.
So now let's move on to our screed as we walk around. This is part of our feed system. So this would be our feed sensor. This one here has manual end gates on it. You can get this as an option with powered end gates as well. This would be our pennant to help control everything out here. As we look at our extensions, we have our extension height indicators here at the bottom. Slope is up here in the center.
Width is here on the consoles.
Yep, that's your width on the extensions. And then we have two operator displays here on the back that each operator can run if need be from either side.
So turns the keypad out on the side on or off, so if you don't want somebody using it, you can lock it out. If you got a power mainframe extension, this moves the power mainframe extension in and out. Center wheel is to control material height or vibratory speed, depends on how we have the keypad here set. To unlock the main screen for touch panel, that's that far switch. Extender height up or down, slope in up or down, crown, auger height. I can lock out certain controls if I don't want them to move. I can control the speed of response for the extension, slide in and out by rabbit or turtle. I can pause the single conveyor, pause both conveyors, reverse my single conveyor or override. I can do the same thing with my auger. And this one will override both auger and conveyor. This will run my tow point on my side of my console, and this is for my extension in or out.
This is our crown indicator over here. And then this extension would have the exact same things as that side, far as height indicator, slope up there, and then this would be your width indicator here with your numbers on it. Yeah, so here's our extension right here with our SDX on it. We come around back. This is the conductor plate, our aluminum conductor plate that I was talking about. These plates are attached to this aluminum conductor plate. We have our cover plate across the rear and our main screed plates. And as you look in there, you see cracks in between the plate. There are 4 300 millimeter plates, and then there are 6 smaller plates and 4 larger plates again. On your extensions, you have 5 plates apiece. The purpose of this SDX system, it's all about smoothness and density. And a lot of our contractors really want that when they're paving main highways. This screed is an SE60 screed. This particular model, you can have 3 screeds on it, a front mount, an SE60, and we also offer an SE60XW, which is our highway class screed. These plates can only be installed on a rear mount screed. So it'd be our 60 or our 60XW, or we offer an 8-foot 50 that you could put it on as well. So now we want to take a look at our SDX plates to the bottom of them. Right now this machine's capable of going 20 foot wide. We also have bolt-on extensions we can put on it to take it up to 25 feet wide. But we wanted to show you what the bottom of the screed actually looks like. So the screed is flat here, but the front of it has diamonds in it. And that's actually kneading the asphalt as it goes through, and then it comes across the back of the plate where it's smooth. So if the customer sets their angle of attack, it's actually kneading the material in, our aggregate, and then it's smooth across the back. This same system also is offered in smooth plates. So you can take just the plate off, leave the conductor plate there, and put smooth plates on if that's what the customer wants as well. The heating elements are all used the same, whether you have SDX or not. We have a electrical port here and one as well up there by that amber light. Those there are for plugging in your grade and slope system. We could have a non-contact ski out here, and or we could have just one sensor back here by our auger or up front by our tow point cylinder. And this would be all of our pumps in this area. These are all of our drains that we use. Hydraulic filter.
Conveyor head shaft drive side, grease searcher right here.
Yep.
Same conveyor drive chain adjustment as the other side. Main power inverter
Power
for
inverter.
screed heat.
Toolbox. Then we come up here, and you have tow point indicator on this side as well, right here. And that's your pointer right there. This would be your tow point cylinder. And then we have our hopper. We have our conveyor chains, slats. This is our push roller. That can also come as a truck hitch as well. Our front flashing across the front.
Idler shaft, grease points right here on the right hand side, front corner.
Our cooling package is up top. And next, I think we're going to go up top and take a look at the operator consoles. So let's go. So now let's take a look at the operator controls. Okay, so up here at the operator control, this is our propel lever. Let me start by saying, depending on what steering wheel is lit up, it depends on what operator station is live. These both are the same right or left of the machine. So we have our propel lever, and then we have our three functions of paving, maneuver, or travel. And it's just a push button to decide which one you want. This would be our friction steer, if this model had that as an option. This is our speed dial to speed up and slow down the machine depending on what mode we're in. Our parking brake, our idle control, fast and slow, automatic idle control, eco mode, screed up and down, screed float, screed lock, our extensions. This would be the right hand side. This is my tow point for the right side, tow point for the left side, extension for the right side, or left side, I'm sorry. This would be our truck hitch, if we had it. These are our hopper controls for our aprons. This would be our conveyor, reverse, auto, and manual. Same with our auger. We could turn them on. And then our auger height, right auger controls, right conveyor controls, and then this would be our speed dial for material height, left side, right side.
So display is a touchscreen display. You gotta unlock it first. We can go through the different menus. So right now we just have our simple displays where we can change our brightness, our language, what units we're using, night mode. All of our softwares. We got our tractor. This is where we can access our functions, which is our washdown system, our ventilation system, or our power system for our balloon lights or whatever aftermarket lighting or accessories we want to add. We go to our settings. And we can change our material feed sensors, tow point speeds, timers. We have our totals. This is how long the machine drove forward, how long it paved, what our daily totals are, what our job totals are, so it's easy accountability. We have our diagnostics, so we can go in here and see what kind of codes we're throwing. All of our calibrations and service tests can be accessed through our displays. We have our paving calculator, so we can actually calculate what our paver speed should be from the amount of trucks and how far away we are from the asphalt plant. We got our lights, so we can turn on and off our lights either from our touch screen or for our push button. We can turn on or off our screed heat, so we can change our heat temperature and turn it on and off. If we actually touch the side, we will get a real world live recording of what temperatures our screed plates are at. We have our vibratory settings, so we can change our vibratory speeds. And our auger and conveyor speeds that we can change. And then our grade control. So there's our grade control screen where we can run all of our grade control, so we can change our sensors. It's only going to see our slope sensor because that's all that's on it right now. So then we can zero out, null, go into auto, or change our slope or height measurements.
Up top here, this would be our coolant level. You would look through that hole. The coolant reservoir tank is on the back side there. That would be our coolant reservoir tank. This would be our sight glass for it. These are our diagnostic ports, one for Cat ET, one for Ethernet. This here would be some ECMs on the inside and a power module. There's fuses on the back side of those 6 Allen screws. Cooler. This would be your film to indicate what fuses you have on the inside there. Here would be our hydraulic tank and dipstick for it, and fuel tank cap. Batteries are underneath this cover right here. So as Brian talked about earlier, turning on the AC, this here is where we would get into that. You open this door up, and there are all your plug-ins and your breakers. This is the end of our walk around on AP1055. If you guys have any further questions, feel free to reach out to your local Altorfer dealer, and they can get in touch with Brian or I. We'll be more than happy to answer any other questions. Thank you for your time.